When the stage lights dimmed and the spotlight locked onto the small figure at center stage, no one expected history to repeat itself. The judges exchanged polite smiles, prepared for another hopeful audition. But the moment the first note rang out, the atmosphere shifted completely. A young Filipino boy, soft-spoken, humble, and dressed in a simple outfit that echoed vintage rock and roll flair, opened his mouth and delivered the unmistakable sound of Elvis Presley reborn. It wasn't just an impression. It wasn't karaoke. It was soul. The tone carried a richness far beyond his years, textured with raw emotion and stunning control. The crowd froze. The judges froze. For a heartbeat, time itself seemed to stop as the spirit of a legend filled the room. As he moved into the chorus of one of Elvis's most iconic hits, his confidence grew, and the stage transformed into a portal to the golden era of rock and roll. His voice had the velvet depth, the subtle tremble, and that magnetic pull that once made arenas erupt decades ago. But what made this performance unforgettable wasn't imitation. It was interpretation. He infused the classic song with his own heart, subtly blending Filipino warmth and cultural pride into every note. The judges' expressions shifted from curiosity to disbelief. One leaned forward, eyes wide. Another covered their mouth in shock. It was the kind of moment talent shows are built for, the rare, unscripted instant when pure ability overrides expectation. The audience erupted midway through the performance, unable to contain their amazement. Cheers rose like waves crashing against the stage, yet the boy remained focused, embodying the charisma that once defined the king of rock and roll. His stage presence was effortless. Every subtle hip sway, every deliberate pause, every lingering high note felt authentic yet refreshingly new. He didn't parody the legend, he honored him. And, in doing so, he bridged generations. Grandparents in the audience were transported back to vinyl records and jukeboxes, while younger viewers experienced the magic of Elvis in a way that felt alive and relevant today. When the final note echoed into silence, the pause that followed was deafening. For a split second, there was nothing, no movement, no breath, just stunned awe. Then the room exploded. A standing ovation thundered through the auditorium as judges leapt to their feet. Some clapped furiously, others simply stared in disbelief, shaking their heads as if trying to process what they had just witnessed. One judge called it a once-in-a-generation performance. Another admitted they had goosebumps from start to finish. It wasn't simply about technical perfection. It was about emotional impact. The boy had connected deeply and authentically to every soul in that room. Backstage, the emotion continued. Fellow contestants hugged him, crew members whispered words of encouragement, and even seasoned producers acknowledged they had just witnessed something extraordinary. Social media clips began circulating almost instantly, captions declaring, "The King is back, and Elvis lives through this kid." Within hours, millions were watching, sharing, and replaying the performance. Viewers across continents, from Manila to Memphis, felt united by a shared sense of wonder. It was more than viral fame. It was cultural resonance. A young boy from the Philippines had reignited global love for a timeless artist, while showcasing the immense talent rising from his homeland. In the end, what made the judges freeze in shock wasn't just the accuracy of the voice or the stage presence. It was the authenticity. This wasn't a child chasing attention. It was an artist channeling passion. He reminded the world that music transcends borders, generations, and expectations. The legacy of Elvis Presley found new life in a young performer whose courage and talent proved that greatness knows no age. And as the applause echoed long after the curtains closed, one truth remained undeniable. A star had been born, and the king's spirit was alive and well in the heart of a Filipino dreamer.